Before we were using Monday.com, our team was drowning in work. Our days used to split between work and managing work, but Monday.com just took care of all of the management, so we could simply focus on the work itself. As soon as we started, we were building and running workflows that made it really easy for us to work together. It's such a visual platform, you wouldn't believe it. You immediately get a sense of where everything stands. Anything from everyday teamwork to processes that cross departments. Like, for example, the team is far more efficient now that they're automatically notified at each stage of the process. Cuts out a lot of those sync meetings, because now we're all in sync. I mean, yeah, we're that efficient with Monday.com.
Hi, Kelly Clement here from Metastock. Before you go, I have two quick things for you. One, thanks for joining us today. We love having you here at our webinars and viewing our videos. So what I'd like to invite you to do before you go is like and subscribe. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. It helps us a great deal and it helps us bring you more awesome content like today's video. The second thing is we have a great ebook on trading that you can get for free. If you go to metastock.com/YouTubebook, you can get a free copy of The Secrets of Successful Traders. It's a great book with lots of content from traders just like yourself who can teach you some of the secrets that they have learned.
Fabulously in Pennsylvania. Pulled off the back wall, it was a mess. We had to jury rig it back together with Gorilla Tape and tarp and screws just so I could get it back here to Texas to get it fixed. Anyway, in fact, why is it doing that? over the next couple weeks or months. Let's go.
Did you know there is a clinically proven method to improve hearing and get rid of tinnitus almost immediately? You may not know this, but the biological reason why some people struggle with ringing, buzzing and swishing sounds has nothing to do with their ears. Here's the problem. No matter what type of hearing aid you use or what treatments you try, you're only treating the symptoms, not the source of the issue. Scientists at Stanford Disease Research Center recently made a shocking discovery while researching a little-known area of the brain. After using the most powerful MRI machine and analyzing the brains of 2,460 people with this condition, scientists were shocked to discover that all hearing impairments stem from one single root cause. Most importantly, they revealed a simple technique that you can start using tonight, which is now clinically proven to restore your hearing back to normal, regardless of your age or current condition. I urge you to stop what you're doing and tap the blue Watch Now button below right now to watch a free special video that will show you how to naturally restore your hearing. More than 197,000 people of all ages are already doing this 10-second solution and can finally hear clearly even in the noisiest places. In fact, 70-year-old patients that were completely dependent on their hearing aids for over 7 years are now hearing better than ever. And remember, you won't need a doctor or have to spend hundreds of dollars, as this is something you can effortlessly do from home. Just imagine, no more buzzing, roaring or humming noises, no more dealing with expensive hearing aids that never really work. And best of all, you'll finally be able to enjoy normal conversations with your loved ones again. However, the billion-dollar hearing aid industry has already removed this special presentation from the internet twice before, in a desperate attempt to protect their profits. So it's uncertain how long the information will remain available this time. Tap the blue Watch Now button below before it's too late.
iPhone take that. I get it without chips, and those kids flock to her.
All right, here we are. Wish me luck. I mean, I don't know why I need luck, but just wish me the best. Hope it goes well. I hope I like the guy that does this. I just want this to go well. So this is Marco. I spoke with him. Now you probably don't remember. I remember, because it was a big deal to me. I spoke with Marco in Pennsylvania about my rig. Now he's going to look at it for the first time. I want to see if his face drops. Yeah, see, I don't like the look on his face already.
See a bag.
Yeah.
Or a big tarp.
We'll see how this goes. Basically, I hit the bad side of a tree, and what has happened, and I'll show you pictures, is this back corner got completely peeled off.
Okay.
And so what we did was we put some screws in this. Oh, it took it, and you'll see it when you take the tarp off. It took about this much with it, you know, on the top and on the roof. So we took some screws, we pulled it back, ratchet strapped it back in, and then tarped it just to keep it weatherproof. And I've got some screws on the walls from the tarp and also Gorilla Tape. And believe it or not, this thing got from Pennsylvania to here, where it happened.
I've never seen anybody screw it.
Well, I figured the back wall was a loss. This is like fixing this time.
No.
I mean,
No, because the aluminum framing.
no, yeah, no. You got to see the inside too when you pull it off. So, here, let me turn this off. But so this is what we got now. Okay, so Marco's telling me that he thinks, again, we're he has to look at it. He thinks it looks like the wall doesn't need to be replaced, but the roof probably needs to be replaced, and certainly the back panel needs to be replaced. And he has highballed me probably at about 3 to 4 months, which is completely understandable because I guess these parts are pretty hard to get a hold of.
Yeah, the wall panels, they don't have the rear wall, they don't have them readily available. So
Yeah.
when we order them, they have to build it and then ship it. So that process takes quite a while.
Okay. So what's the process now, Marco? Do I just leave it here and you just
Yeah, so-
call me when you get parts in? And
Well, we're gonna, the way this works now is we're gonna unhook it right here. Give me a couple days to get it in the shop. The technician will, I'll get with the tech, we'll build the estimate, send it to your insurance, get the authorization from them to do the actual work. And then once they approve it, they'll send us over the check. We'll get the parts ordered, and we'll go from there.
all right.
Okay?
Sounds great. Thanks, Marco. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for being on video. I appreciate that too. Say, I already feel a lot better about this. Marco seems to be very capable. He did mention to me that it's common for the insurance to lowball, and they go back and forth and they just work it out. He also said they probably don't have to replace the wall. They'll certainly have to replace the back wall and probably have to replace the roof, but he said they've got a fiberglass guy that can probably work with the sidewall, so it won't be an issue. So, but he did say it's probably gonna be 3 to 4 months before we get a trailer back. So the countdown begins now. I do have to mention, Marco did say that he sees a lot of Grand Designs in here, and he says Grand Design owners have a tendency to pull off the back panel of their rig. Well, this is the last time likely I'll see Flo, aka Apache, for a few months, so wish us well.
Okay, so I was out there with the technician, kind of going over the unit. We opened up the tarps and see what we're working with. As far as the RV goes, it's got extensive damage.
You see a cat? There, you get that cat. Hey RVers, Greg here from the future. If you haven't been here before, or if you haven't been here for a while, let me get you up to speed. Kim and I were on a grand RV adventure around these great United States right up until I wrecked our travel trailer. At that point, we could no longer travel in our trailer, and now I'm heading back home. That's really about all you need to know. Spoiler alert, I did make it home, because that's where I am now. Home. So I just finished breakfast here in Cracker Barrel in Tuscaloosa. Excuse me, my back hurts so bad. Just finished a Cracker Barrel breakfast here in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. By the way, Alabamians, I like your state, like what I see, like what you got going on here, but your roads are crap. I sorely missed my goal yesterday of getting to, where was it? Oh, Shillelagh, Louisiana. Today I hope to get to Beaumont, Texas. That'll get me about within striking distance of home tomorrow, which is what I need. Not Shreveport. I forgot it yesterday, and then I remembered. Louisiana? I don't know. Anyway, it's still about 200 miles away from there. Let's go. Ready to roll, Charlie? Ready to get out of here? I forgot your bacon. Oh, I left your bacon inside. Oh no, I'm so sorry, Charlie. Oh, they've probably thrown it away by now. Oh, I'm sorry, puppy. I'll get you something nice on the road, I promise. stopped here to rest stop in Alabama, south of Tuscaloosa, and my back is not enjoying this at all. I'm going to take some Advil, Charlie. I'll be back in a minute. So we were staying here at this rest stop a little longer than we thought because we had a gentleman having some issues with his rig. His tire compressor couldn't quite handle what he needed, so we used mine for a bit. I put this picture back on the road here pretty soon. Heading with his family down to Texas. So maybe we'll meet up again. But good luck to you on the road, sir. Come on, Charlie, let's get going. Pretty sure there's a family of raccoons living in the toilet. See, that's what it's supposed to look like in the back of your rig. Those were the days. M-I-S-S-I-P-P. No, M-I-S-S-I-S-S-I-P-P-I. That is one thing I will not miss when we're off the road, is that. Go potty? Want that cat? Where's that cat? Yeah, you get that cat. She doesn't like cats. Oh, well, I just gave you water. Are you okay? Too hot? You want some water? Right there. Okay. So I am, I don't know, probably an hour out of Slidell. Should be in Louisiana pretty soon. And then I hit the 10, and I hate the 10 in Louisiana. It's not particularly picturesque, but more than that, it has really just bumpy roads. If memory serves. And memory always serves. Oh, I'm not gonna lie, that was a long day. Perhaps too long. I probably shouldn't have pushed it that far. I'd been driving. I started at 9 o'clock and I ended at 10 o'clock. I took about an hour and a half break when I was at the Ford dealer, but man, it was a long drive. And pulling here tonight was like, oh, I feel bad about anything I've ever said about Cracker Barrel that wasn't flattering, because God bless them, they were here when I needed them. So I'm gonna have a big breakfast there tomorrow morning. Thank you, Cracker Barrel, and good night. Today is the last day of this journey. I hope 7 hours to McAllen from here in Beaumont, Texas. It's a misty, foggy day, but we're looking forward to a good drive, and we're looking forward to getting home, honestly. My back is like, muy fiego. Ouch. How do you say, no more drive? My life is turned into a shambles. Everything. Once I let loose of civilization and organization, I just let go. And Kim's not here, whatever. It's just me and the guys. Right, Charlie? Well, you're a girl, but yeah, ready to go home? Let's go. I'm leaving a trail of debt in my wake. That look. I think it's safe to say Charlie's ready to just be home. So here's what you never want to do when you're driving from Beaumont to McAllen, Texas. You don't want to take a wrong turn and go through downtown Houston, which is what I just did. Never a fun thing to go through downtown when you're pulling a rig. Right, Charlie? Is that the potty face? Oh yeah, that's a really good face, Charlie. Is that the, come on, old man, let's get it together. Getting tired of this car. Is it that face? Charlie, get that cat. I swear I never taught her that. I never taught her that. She just goes insane when you say the word C-A-T. Oh, Charlie. Can you spell? Gato. Gato. Doesn't work in Spanish. Neko. Neko. Doesn't work in Japanese. Cat. She gets it every time. Oh, that's a good time, Charlie. Charlie, I almost hit a turtle. Oh. I love RVing. I love the RV life. I like a good road trip. I do not like 4 days straight driving. It's not fun. I don't like it. I don't enjoy it. I don't want to do it again. I don't ever want to do it again. By the way, my whole life traveling, I've never really taken advantage of rest stops. Kim and I don't really take advantage of rest stops, but I love rest stops now. Rest stops are awesome. You don't have to like commit to the exits of a regular place and find a parking lot, and you can just jump out and let your dog run around for a while and jump back in and go. Rest stops. Check it out. Let's go see Mommy, Charlie. Wanna go see Mommy?
Hi! How are you? Oh!
Oh, look at the house. Hi, kisses.
Long drive that was. You did it.
Remember when I saw you in DC 4 days ago? I've done nothing but drive or sleep since then. I'm home.
Shop all your summer favorites during our Stay Cool summer sale. Specs, the fun starts here.
Hello, and I'm Jeff from Home Renovation DIY, and welcome to my bathroom. Today's video is going to be a little unique because we have an entire project video here for you for an entire bathroom build from scratch. Now this is what I call a luxury high-end bathroom. It's kind of middle high, it's not top of the line, but there's really nice fixtures in here and great aesthetic. So if you're looking at renovating your bathroom and you're not sure what to do and you're looking for great ideas, then come along on the ride, grab yourself a cup of coffee, maybe two, sit back and relax, and we're gonna take you on the journey of all the steps that it takes to build something like this. And any of the information that's missing, because there is a little bit of information missing to help keep this video reasonable, we're going to put all the links in the video description, all broken down, so you can go and take a look at specific projects for you later. But in this video, we're going to just show you the process of what it is to do your own DIY bathroom renovation, so you can get an idea, is that something you can tackle? Or maybe there's going to be elements of this that you want to source out. But it's going to be a good time anyway. We'll see you in the video. Oh, and by the way, at the end of the video, we're going to break down the cost for all of the different elements in this bathroom and different things that you can do, because you can make this bathroom here a lot less expensive if you'd like to and get a very similar result. All right, we'll see you at the other side. The secret to installing one of these tower systems is to plan in advance, right? So Whenever I'm telling people how to renovate a bathroom and you want custom fixtures, you want something really gorgeous and sexy, the truth is you want to do all your purchases first, have everything on site. Then when you're roughing in and building, you can have reference material other than just a diagram that might be online, which might be outdated, might not be relative to the model number that you're dealing with. So I love to have things, I'm a visual guy, I love to have it, hold it up against a wall and say, this is where I want it to go. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put a tower on this wall. Now, this is not a traditional shower system. This is the one that's mounted on top of a finished tile surface. It has your body jets in the hand, the rain shower, the waterfall feature, and it's right here. So let's have a quick look at it. So here we go. Now this is amazing. We just set up a new affiliate program with Wayfair. And the reason I did that is because I found that Amazon's plumbing fixtures were just very limited. There weren't a whole lot of great options. Whereas the Wayfair seems to be more focused on plumbing fixtures, and they've got a ton of options, all right? So you can start to see here right out of the gate that this thing is going to be some sexy. But the important thing for me is not what it looks like, it's what's on the back, okay? And this is how they're made. It's kind of like a PEX piping, only it's a lot more like a water supply lines you see for your faucet or your toilet, right? It's a braided faucet line. And what they come with is they come with all the fixtures. And this is a 1/2-inch female, very normal thread. And all I have to do is add a 1/2-inch male thread to this. And I can connect this water supply line inside the wall. And then I just mount it. Now here's a mounting bracket here. And there's a mounting bracket here. And in the case comes a box of hardware. It's like a little French cleat. And I just mount these two little brackets on the wall. And I just set it on after I connect the plumbing. It generally is a 2-person installation, but it's really, really simple. And it gives you the flexibility at a later date to just lift it off the wall, undo your 2 connections, and then install a new one if you want. Now, on the side, there's gaskets here. This is just so this rests up against the stone. It's a nice clean finish. You don't have to use silicone all over the place. And so it's kind of nice that way, right? What I want to do is I want to hold this up against my wall. I want to identify exactly where I want it to be when it's done so that I can put my marks on the wall and add wood blocking in my frame for where this is going to get mounted, because my center line is not where the stud is. So if I want my finish here, which is, to be honest with you, I'm loving that. Oh yeah. I just roll this over and I know that this is going to be here, and then this one is there. Boom. Now I don't have to worry about the exact location when I'm finished, but I'm going to add a piece of 2x4 at this point and down there as well, like an L vertical to this. I'll do, Matt, 16-inch blocks. 16-inch blocks gives me the ability to raise or lower it when it's time to do the installation, but I know I'm going to have lumber there to screw it to. One of the other secrets is to remember, because you have water lines coming up the wall, you're going to want to use a depth of a screw that's not going to go past the stone and the depth of a 2x4. So keep that in mind. One of the benefits of doing all the work yourself is when it's time for finishing, you know how you built it, so you won't go screw into a water line. That would be disastrous. You know, something like this, you'd think it'd be worth a lot of money. But the truth is, it was only $300. And we had it within 1 week of when we ordered it. Such a deal. We are going to have a link in the description below the video so that you can check out our Wayfair link and you can find great deals there too. Very careful when you're doing this. Sink your screw until the wood is pulled tight together. You don't want to leave gaps because that is a weak spot. Right here, I have flexibility down the road in case I go with a shorter system or the mounting blocks are in a different location. I don't want to just attach this through a screw to a plug in the tile. Here's one of those situations where having your product on site is really important. I just went and checked the shower tower to confirm the 2 water supply lines that are connecting to my lines here, where their location is, where they come out, where they're comfortable. These braided lines, you gotta be careful not to kink them. Now, on the back of that tower, there's actually a little manifold there, okay? And there's a braided line hanging down like this for the hot and the cold. But it's near the bottom, okay? And so what's gonna happen is I'm going to actually have it turn up like this. And I need my water supply traveling down through the hole towards it. So I'm completely opposite of the way I am right now. So I'm actually gonna have to cut the line, put in an elbow, redirect these water lines coming down so that when I go and attach my water supply, I can have a nice comfortable curve and not risk kinking it. Wow, that is really interesting. Almost every one of these towers I've put in to date, the water supply was coming straight through the back, okay? Or we were able to put the extra braided line in the wall. In this situation, I have to redirect so as if my water is coming from the ceiling. Huh, very interesting. Now, if we were doing this in a basement, that's where the water would be coming from, wouldn't be a problem. In this situation, my water is coming from the floor. So I'm gonna adjust this to there, leave myself a panel open up for installing this later, and I'll do all the plumbing at the point of install. Now that might seem tricky, but the truth is, I have these water lines disconnected at the other end for now, so I can pull them in and out, all right? So I can do all my plumbing, push it back in the wall into position, and then I can bring my water tower in later. It pays to plan ahead and to know what your options are and to have your product on site. If this was just about any other job, I would be really in trouble when that tower came because I wouldn't have the flexibility to make these modifications without opening up the wall from the other side. Okay, so we've talked a little briefly about our system here for the shower, how we got a built-in bench, but let's talk about our finishing because this is what I would consider to be a superior waterproofing system, shower installation, than a lot of others. And I know we've got some flack on the channel before because we've used drywall with waterproofing systems. And yes, there are some areas in North America where it's building code that you have to use cement fiberboard. So we thought we'd do this video with the cement board just to demonstrate the differences. And largely the differences are in the cutting techniques, to be honest with you. I mean, putting in cement board or drywall or anything else doesn't make a whole lot of difference, but you need the right tools. So what we're gonna use real quick, we have to switch out our wooden blade. And that's one of the reasons why I love this saw, because everything I need for changing my blades is right here. If I can do it. There we go. I always forget skill saws are backwards, eh? There we go. Now, you can't use a wood blade with carbide tip to cut cement board because it'll almost blind you the amount of dust it creates. Let's be honest. I'm switching out a blade that's got 60 tooth for a cement fiberboard blade that has 6 teeth. Now, this blade is not a huge investment. It's less than $20. It's worth picking up. It's available at your local Home Depot. And it just pops on like any other blade. Just make sure your carbide tips are face pointing because the blade rotates counterclockwise. So the blade will be cutting that direction. If you put it on backwards, you'll just sit there and burning a hole in nothing, driving yourself crazy, wondering why you can't cut the board. The funny thing is it will cut, but it won't go straight. You'll just be all over the place, driving yourself crazy. I love my saw. I just push this little button here and I can tighten this back on with the wrench. That nice and easily stores in the handle. Love this saw. Now we can use this. We're only cutting 1/2 inch material, so we'll set the blade a little bit shorter so that we're not increasing the amount of heat that we're causing. If you bury the whole blade through the cement board, then all of that blade's making contact as it goes around. It overheats really quickly, and then you'll just start veering off track as it goes warped. So there we go. Put all this back in the case for now. And then we are going to cut the last few boards here that go on this wall. So they're basically 2 kinds of cement fiberboard, 1/4 inch and 1/2 inch thickness. And you will notice that the 1/4 inch comes with this grid. And the idea behind this is if you take your utility knife, you can just score and snap. Usually you can just score it and snap it, but not like with your hands. You want to set that edge up on a 2x4 and then stand on the other piece and it'll break off. And so you can measure and cut that way without the blade. But honestly, I just suggest getting the blade. It gives you a lot more versatility. The 1/2 inch doesn't score and snap. You're gonna need the blade. And you're going to need that 1/2 inch anytime your shower wall is connected to another drywall or surface of the room. Drywall is 1/2 inch, so you want to use 1/2 inch cement board here. If you only use the 1/4, you've got to attach 2 layers, and I just think that's bad business. These screws that come for this product, there's a blue coating, and they're going to be specially marked for use with cement board. There's also a product out there with green screws as well. Boom, and it installs on the surface, okay? It's going to be a bump. Don't worry about that. You don't have to go flush, because when you're applying your cement for all of your stone, you're going to be using a 3/8 or 1/4 or 1/2 inch cement line anyway. Now, of course, our system for that is to use the fiber tape on all the corners. It's kind of like doing drywall, only after we put the tape on, you want to get some quick set cement, and you want to apply with a 4-inch knife just to set up and seal all the corners before you use a waterproofing membrane. And yes, with cement board, I suggest using a waterproof membrane. This board itself does not get damaged when it gets wet, but if you don't have a waterproof membrane, you're not diverting all the water that gets behind your tile back into your drain. You're still allowing this to soak up the water, and sooner or later that water will find its way to your frame, and it will create a siphon. And that siphon, every time you shower, will pull water into the wood, and at one point that wood will have so much water it'll start to drip. That's when it's going to come through the ceiling underneath you. Now, the cool thing about these screws is that they're really sharp points. So they get through that cement board like nothing. The difficult part is if you have a bunch in your hand, you're going to poke yourself full of holes. Now you want to install this about the same as you would drywall, okay? 1 screw every 12 inches. Ow. This is where this gets interesting, right? Hey, well, we're just putting on our...
Hi, Kelly Clement here from Metastock. Before you go, I have 2 quick things for you. 1, thanks for joining us today.